Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. My name is Landon. This is Pastor Lynn. We're going to be talking about parenting on today's Pastor Chat. So, Pastor Lynn, there was a lot of highly applicational content in today's message. The one that hit me, because unfortunately I haven't done a good job on this, is when you were talking about the idea of creating a gambling situation for a kid. I think you've got a lot more there that we cut because of time. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, so I think one of the mistakes we make is that a lot of times when our kids are misbehaving, it's not convenient. There's no one has fun, disciplining our kids. And so we put it off. We go, hey, maybe if I ignore it, maybe if I just kind of verbally, say something to them, but we don't follow through, right? We don't say, hey, wait a minute, no, and bring a consequence. And so what happens in that moment is the kid really walks away going, hey, I just won that encounter. I got away with whatever that behavior was. And as that goes on during the course of a day or a course of a week, the more often that we just kind of threaten but don't follow through and do it, our kids like, this is a great game. This is poke the bear and see when the bear finally gets mad enough to chase me. And what we don't realize is that you're actually reinforcing your child to be what I call the gambler. Hey, I win more often than I lose. Why wouldn't I keep gambling, right? And what you want to teach the gambler is no. You lose every time. You lose the game. Every time you misbehave, it ends up in a loss for you. And the power of that is you don't want a child who becomes an adult, who goes out into life gambling with misbehavior, hoping their supervisor, hoping the police, hoping whoever doesn't show up to discipline.
Yeah, I wish, honestly, that wasn't so instructive for me, but I'm going to take that home and talk with my wife about that tonight and how she does not do that, and I definitely do as a mistake. I think there are some parents that end up here and other churches, and they're like, it's a disaster at home.
Yeah.
And so to begin to apply some of these things feels like, oh my gosh, it's going to take too much work. Do you have a word of encouragement for someone who's like, I want to get there, but I'm really far away?
Yeah. So I think really what you have to do is kind of a self-diagnosis. So if you're still in those early year stages, so I would even say all the way up to the age of maybe like 11 or 12, then you need to come back and start working on stage one. It's not too late. It's not. Is it going to be rough? I guarantee it's going to be rough because you've reinforced a lot of not great behavior. And so the wrestling match is going to be more intense. But you've got to do it. You got to do the work. If you're past age 12 and all of a sudden you show up with discipline, there's a high probability it's going to go bad. And so really what we're going to do is I'm going to encourage you to move on to the idea of capturing your child's heart. This is going to become much more discussional than it is disciplinary in how you respond to your child. And you're going to, because at that point, they're old enough, the slipper doesn't hurt anymore, right? Whatever that is. The timeout, they're just going to sit there and, think some things they shouldn't be thinking about you. Sure. So you're going to move to more discussional saying, hey, I just want you to know, when you talk to your mom that way, it breaks my heart. Right? And so now we're just going to go into what's going to be stage 2, which we're going to unpack next week. And we're going to start chasing the heart and hope that as we capture the heart, some repair work happens on some of these lessons we missed.
That's very practical. We're really loving this series. Thank you for teaching it. And thank you guys for joining us for today's Pastor Chat.